Don't. What's up, man?
Oh, nothing much.
Are you ready to talk some AJ Brown and
I think
um
it's going to be interesting to see what happens with AJ.
um AJ they said they want to give AJ 20 million a year
Yeah,
somewhere.
and yeah, and of course he declined that.
Um I think um I think it would be a good deal, but it it just sucks that he reclined it.
Yeah.
And hey, I'm not gonna go too long on the AJ Brown subject.
Well, my thoughts dealing with AJ Brown. Yes, does he deserve a big payday? Yes, he does. Looking at his 3 years here in Tennessee, two of those 3 years had 1,000 plus yards receiving. I think he deserves somewhere between 22 and 25 million a year.
I think he, I think he deserves somewhere around 23 million to 26 million a year.
Because I was doing the math a couple weeks ago. I was saying do a contract for 5 years, and I think you heard this last night. 5 years, 125 million, and that comes out to around 25 million a year. But 2.5 million of that is incentive based. So like if he goes like one season, like if he goes for 1,000 plus yards, 5 touchdowns, and plays 75% of the snaps, he would get like 500,000 extra. 500,000 of that 2.5 million incentive based pay,
Yeah,
and that's a fair deal.
um, it's 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 likely high. It's likely high that could happen, man. But it's a situation where he has had injuries in his
That is true.
career.
He has dealt with injuries. Like last year, he was in and out, in and out, in and out with hamstring, just like Julio. Um,
Um, but
the, Before last season, he had knee surgery. Before
yeah,
last off season,
it it just it's so hard to say. I don't want AJ Brown to leave
yes, that is true. I would hate to see him go,
to the Jets.
and but there's one guy that I know for sure who would love to see AJ Brown leave.
Who
Tyreekis.
I wouldn't.
I would. He's done a lot of good. As I said, he's had 1,000 yard receiving seasons, and then of course last year was a down year, but of course he was dealing with injury.
He still put up 850 yards in that season,
Yeah,
though.
he I looked at his career stats. He's just shy of 3,000 yards receiving.
If he if he if he would have had that if he wouldn't have had that injury, he would have
He would have went for over 1,000.
I agree with you there, man.
I say he probably could have went for at least 12 or right around 1,200 yards easily.
maybe 1,500.
because well, he's a dynamic receiver. He tends to get away when he has to from situations
He kind of reminds me of kind of like Tyreek Hill a little bit.
a little bit smaller.
Yeah. It's how tall is AJ? Do you know?
I can actually pull that up.
He's about 6 foot, I believe. I'm not 100% sure.
AJ Brown is 6'1", weighs 225, and
But with shoes on. I mean, 6'1" with shoes on, right?
he's actually a taller and heavier version of Tyreek. Tyreek Hill is 5'10".
Oh man, that guy is in the Dolphins. He's with the Dolphins now, and I'm actually happy to see what he can do
Do
for
in
the
Miami.
Dolphins.
And then, as I mentioned last night, Devontae Adams is now in Vegas.
Devontae Adams is a good wide receiver. I actually like Devontae.
I wish we could have got. Of course, we did trade for Robert Woods. Is he still dealing with that ACL? Yes.
Yes, but it's a situation where you could possibly take a. Hold on, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this. Um, I, I said this again today. I said that the offense will explode if we get this guy.
Jamison Williams.
Yeah,
I
James
agree.
Williams.
I agree.
Um,
If you were to go back and look at the receiver episode with Titans and Truth,
oh,
he
that's
he
I.
was my number two receiver, just behind Jahan Dotson out of Penn State.
Um, he's a beast out there on the field. He's I saw a video of him yesterday where he was doing his little workouts,
Yeah,
and he looked pretty. His strides were so fast.
and Jamison Williams is 6'2".
He he's he's like a. Hold on, I'm gonna say this too. He's kind of like a Delaney Walker, a younger version of Delaney Walker. He's like a tight end in traffic. Um,
Yes,
um, he he's got all the speed to run the ball all the way down the field.
he's that type of playmaker that we need because we don't have that true explosive deep threat.
We need Jameson Williams for sure.
And because I just pulled up his height and weight. Yes, he's 6'2", and he weighs 190 pounds.
A little small though.
Well,
Um,
they'll pack weight on in going into a rookie minicamp. Like he could easily pack on another 10, 15 pounds.
but I wanna ask you this. Moving forward, does Jameson Williams get that excuse me. Does Jameson Williams get that ACL healed before the season starts, or does he get it healed before training camp? Um,
I think so. He tore it in January. An ACL tear usually takes
about
about
9 months.
about eight to 10. So
Some
I say he could come back. I say he'll do sort of how Big Jeff did. because
Um,
Big Jeff tore his ACL in February of 2019. He was back in time for Week 7. So I would
yeah,
say Jameson Williams could be back in time for around Week 6 of the
we got
season.
a comment in here right now.
There's Haley.
She said hi. Um, so I want to ask you this. So, what is your thoughts on the draft Thursday night? And
Where do I think we'll go?
what what do you what do you see us picking? Do you see us picking a wide receiver
I
or
say I say first round could go one of two ways. I say we could go best available, whoever's there at the time,
hey man?
or
Um,
or
I want to see us take a. Hold on, I'm gonna answer that as well. I want to see us take a wide receiver,
yes,
but
that is a quote unquote position of need, but so is offensive lineman. I see us if we were to stay out there, I'd say we'd go best available O lineman. But if there's not a good O lineman there, I would say trade back towards the bottom of the first round. And a team that I've traded back with is Detroit at
we
32.
we do need an offensive lineman for sure.
And
That
like as I was saying,
that's
I
one thing. Hold on one second. That's one thing I was worried about last year when
yeah,
Ryan Tannehill kept on getting smashed a lot.
well,
He he got dog pounded by the Jets.
and the Cards,
It was terrible.
which I was at the Arizona game, well, the season opener, and
Yeah.
but as I was saying, trade back to the end of the first round with Detroit at 32. And I've done this before in mock drafts. I've traded back to 32 with Detroit, but also picked up their second round pick at 34. And I went bam bam. I got Jahan Dotson out of Penn State, the wide receiver out of Penn State, and then you could go either offensive lineman or possibly get Tannehill's replacement.
Um, I I don't see us taking a quarterback this year, but next year for sure. But
Well,
it's possible.
well, the reason I would go ahead and get a quarterback this year is to let him take and sit and get familiar with the system. And then so with Tannehill having such a small cap hit next year, I think the cap hit next year on Tannehill is like 39 or not 30, like $9.5 million.
What is it again?
The cap hit for Tannehill next year is like 9.5 million compared to close to over 20 million this year.
Um,
And
I
so
think I think it's like 36 million this year.
yeah, I think it's somewhere in that range. Yeah. Um,
I'm
but
not I'm not 100% sure about that, but I did see I did see where it, it was it was saying Tannehill's cap would hit 36 million this year,
whew,
and that's crazy, right?
that's ridiculous when you can have a player with that high a cap hit. But talking about Ryan Tannehill. He'll be 34 before this starts.
Yeah,
I think this is probably it on Tannehill. I think probably after this year, I think he'll probably hang it up.
and Haley said she has to go back to the softball game, so we'll, she said she'll watch the episode later. So I wanted to pop that up there real quick. I'm gonna take it off now. Sorry, man. You can go ahead now. You're fine.
But as I was saying, think I think this is it for Ryan. I think he's almost mid 30s. Most quarterbacks don't make it past 35 in this league, and he'll be
Um,
34 this year.
like, like, who was that, one quarterback that didn't make it through 30 years old, for the Titans?
It's probably Jake Locker
Yeah, it was him for sure. And it's
because
awesome. And it's also, Vince Young.
yeah, like they both stepped away. Well, Vince, I think when he finally hung it up, I think he was probably 33. But Jake Locker, after his rookie contract ran out, he was like, "Nope, I'm done."
He didn't want to do it no more. Because I felt bad for the guy because he dealt with so many injuries
Yep,
through in and out of his career. I mean, the guy didn't suck or nothing. He was just always hurt.
he was always hurt. He was always taking those unnecessary hits.
He the I can't say the guy couldn't throw the ball, but the guy was always taking them them big hits.
Yes,
And it was JJ Watt was one of them that gave him a concussion. Like,
I think it was. But the one point that I was making earlier when we were talking about the draft, I think the reason we go offensive line is to protect Ryan
yeah,
because he was the second most sacked quarterback last year behind Joe Burrow.
Jimbo, he he was the he was the first quarterback to get the most sacks,
Yes,
and
because I think
he
he was. I think he was sacked over 50 times.
he was
I th-
sacked. Hold on, he was sacked 70 times.
Joe Burrow was,
Yes,
and none of those came from us.
his career his career won't last very long at all.
Well,
I don't think.
he's already torn his ACL on getting sacked
Um,
as a
he
rookie.
I think he was I think he was trying to throw the ball, and the guy kind of collapsed right into his knee,
Yep.
and I seen the video where he tried to throw the ball, and it looked like the guy collapsed right into his knee and bent it.
I've
And
seen a torn ACL in person. I've seen somebody's ACL get torn in person, and it's not fun.
it's terrible. It
I'm gonna say is I would hate to have that done.
it's it's bad, like super bad.
Yes.
I don't I don't wish injuries on nobody, but the thing is that there's there's so many players that don't want to be injured either. It's just hard to say, man.
Yep.
Like like I'm gonna bring this up as well. Did you see where Chase Young the, he got his ACL torn last year?
I did not see that, but I did hear about it. As I said, I've seen it happen before, and I never want to see it again.
It's bad. Um, who was who was the guy that you seen in person that
It was
got it?
it was actually a kid I went to school with, who was our starting running back. We're on to high school. Actually, they're in Tennessee, and he. It was a playoff game. It was the quarterfinals of the state playoffs, and literally the corner came and crashed right into his plant foot,
Mm,
and all you saw was, instead of his leg being like this, his knee, this is the back of his knee. It was like this. It
oh dang! I can only imagine, man. What that
and literally you had nothing but you could literally hear a pin drop with as quiet as that stadium was.
that it's terrible, man.
And
I
and he he was an incredible running back. I think in his career, his high school career, I think he had around probably five or 6,000 yards in 4 years.
but it does suck that he tore his ACL.
Yes, yes. It and of course I haven't talked to anybody that I went to school with since I left, especially him.
Do you know what's wrong with Titans Rossi?
I do not. Of course, I know Upload put out a statement saying that there was a family emergency or an unexpected family emergency, and that he was taking time away. So I haven't talked to Rossi. I don't think actually outside of um, Saturday. I don't think anybody's really talked to Rossi outside of Upload.
Up Upload is pretty cool though.
He is, and of course, I think I'm trying to get him to come on the show. So
I
hopefully
I,
I can hopefully I can land that.
I wanna I wanna get him to come on my show too.
Dude, he knows what he's talking about. I'm like, just to sit and talk with him. And of course, you saw the episode last night with Matt Rogers. That dude is probably one of the coolest guys ever.
Matt Rogers seems pretty cool.
He is. And of course, I told him, I was like, if I could sit and talk with anybody and hopefully not lose my mind, it would be either J Rob or Mike Vrabel.
Um, I I really hope you don't lose your mind doing that.
Because I grew up a Titans fan. I became a Titans fan in the late '90s when
Yeah,
they were truly starting out, and it was the Music City Miracle that really, like, here you go.
Um, I actually I wasn't born at the time, but I was I was a fan when Eddie George and Stephen played for the Titans back in the day.
Yeah. And of course, it was those two guys that really kicked it
Um,
for me, kicked the fandom off for me, and then it was the Music City Miracle that really cemented it into place.
yeah, those two guys was so fun to watch, man.
They were. They
And
were.
and I like those two guys. But the fact that Derrick Henry came in it's because of Eddie taught him a little something. And
Yep.
what what was your thoughts on King Henry coming into his own?
Well, we all knew that at some point Derek was going to come into his own. We all knew that it was going to take time for him to really get his feet under him. But when he
Yeah,
did, when he did get his feet under him, he truly he truly took off. He truly grew into his role as RB1.
can you see my background?
The flag right there and
The
the
J.
Tannehill jersey.
I'm gonna actually show it all. Can you see?
I can.
It actually
Wow.
looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have so many so many of these cups and hats. The the most expensive one is about the Patriots one, and
Yeah.
it's like worth $20 somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And I have a bunch of flats, which is
Yeah.
I'm gonna on May the 4th. I'm gonna be doing something special with that, so stay tuned.
You heard the man.
Um, I'm gonna. I have so many of them. It's
Yeah. It's all I gotta
um,
say is, of course, everybody knows it's draft time, so it's a fun time.
yeah, and on May the 4th, I'm also gonna break down the roster and see where that goes. And I
Yes.
wanna ask you a question. Do you know Preston Penn?
I've heard of him. I don't know him personally, but I know he collects a lot. He's a huge Titans collector.
That's my guy right there. Um, I I actually I had him on the show twice already, and I, on mm, not next Sunday, but the
Sunday after his schedule.
Sunday after that, I'm gonna be breaking down the schedule with Preston and Haley.
I'm gonna try to because of course with all this draft stuff, I'm gonna take and step back a little bit because, as I said last night, I've gotten burned out dealing with
Um,
all this draft stuff. So I'm gonna take some time and step back and clear my head. I may drop a couple episodes a month between now and training camp. So
it's always fun to break down the schedules and stuff like that. And
which I did that last year with Titans and Truth.
do you want to break it down with me this year?
Uh, it depends on what my schedule looks like, and of course I'll reach out to you when I figure out what my schedule looks like on my end.
Okay, gotcha, man. Um, um,
And of course
what
I
what
might
is
try doing something the night after schedule drop. So
oh, are you gonna try to get Titans Rossi on that night?
if he's back in action, then yes, I might. If I can't, I will probably reach around the the fan groups and
But I might be available that night to help you break it down.
okay, yeah. I'll let you know if I do end up doing anything.
And um the on that Sunday night, so look, I'm gonna be breaking it down with my guy Preston um and Haley as well. And I'm also gonna have Mr. Titan come on too.
We're gonna have a
Yeah,
new phone.
I've been seeing that. And
Um
Mr. Titan's a cool guy. He is.
he's an awesome guy.
I met him at the Arizona game in Nashville.
Oh, that's
Like
um
I met him, Titans and Truth, Titans Rossi. Um,
few times. She put some comments in there.
All right,
Uh,
good.
um
You're good. I was just checking in.
she told me she had to go back to the softball game.
Okay.
Um I,
Well, you're good, right?
I'll talk to her later.
Okay. Well, you need to talk to him. I was just checking in. I'm being nosy.
No, you won't.
Nosy Rosie, yeah, that's Nana.
Um
We worked really hard for this little communication right here, didn't
so
we?
so what is your thoughts on my collection?
Well, you can't see him. How about a lamp?
it's a nice collection. It is.
We don't have it all spread out yet, neither. Or your hat tail.
Um
Which,
Got it all
if I
spread
can
out.
find the piece that I have,
We just wasn't all prepared today. I had a busy day today and I'm not feeling too hot. There you go, buddy. That's about the best I can get today. He signed, by the way.
I have a little
Gorilla. So we'll have it better next time. We're gonna get all the cups
yeah.
right. We got a bunch of these little cups. I mean, we got like 50 of them from the old days. You
Oh
know.
wow,
Yeah, we got a bunch of them and the hats. And each hat matches a cup.
wow.
Well, like from what, 12 years ago, Bryce?
I was talking about that Patriots hat that was like
Oh yeah.
the most money out of any of them.
We got a bunch of cool stuff. Yeah.
I got this one too,
We got two of them.
and
Somebody sent us.
I'm gonna get that signed when I go to Nashville this year.
We're gonna try to get more on that sign. So them Bible players better be ready for us.
Oh yeah.
And
All right, so you about ready to get done? About ready to eat dinner?
yeah, I'm gonna do something special at Nissan Stadium. I might do like a little live stream there,
Yeah.
and so it
I don't know if you can do that there or not.
I think I can if I have my phone turned on and
Well, we
stuff
will. Don't worry, we will. We'll get all that ready.
and stuff like that. And I'm gonna have AJ Brown come up to me.
You don't know that or not. You don't know if he wants to come up to you or not. You don't want that. What you say, boy?
I
Down
like
bad AJ Brown.
a lot.
I know you love AJ Brown a lot, but you're gonna have to just wait and see what happens.
That's
And-
my guy.
I know he is.
And speaking of AJ Brown, hang on just 1 second.
What's he got? He got something going on.
He's got a little 12 thing that my guy over at Titans gave me. It's awesome. You ought to see it.
Okay, I'm picking too, I think.
It's awesome, man. It's fire.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Send us a picture of that. He knows all his other pictures. You
I
cannot deny.
I won that in a giveaway.
Really?
Yes.
Awesome.
And of course I have an authenticated autographed picture of Kyle Vanden Bosch.
Yeah.
Do you
Somewhere.
have an autographed signed helmet or anything like that?
Vice is
I
in the
don't.
helmet. You didn't have
I
one.
don't.
Right?
I have a mini helmet that I took to the draft 3 years ago. Still
Really?
didn't get assigned.
Oh, man.
I went to the draft when it was in Nashville 3 years ago,
Yeah. That's a
and that was a blast.
Yeah, fun. That's all that matters, right?
Exactly.
Um,
Except it rained the first night.
That's okay. Hey, you still had a good time, right?
AJ
Oh.
Brown. AJ Brown might sign it for you this year. Never know.
You never know.
If
We're
I
going
can
to corner
if
him.
I
We're
can
going to
get
corner him. He'll think we're scoffers bites all the time. It's all over with. We're not, though.
I want to yell AJ Brown
I know you do, buddy.
so loud that he can hear me.
I know you do. Y'all go ahead and finish talking. Let's let you know dinner's about ready, okay?
I got you.
I love you. Enjoy your show.
All right, I will.
I know you love me.
What is your how do you feel about Tyreek Hill going to the Dolphins?
there's several mixed emotions right there. Tyreek, I feel like he was good in Kansas City because he had a true quarterback. Tua, I don't know about him. He's up and down at best. He's inconsistent. He's I don't want to use the word injury prone, but you could
Oh,
say easily that he is.
Tua, I want to say this to you. And the funny thing about Tua, he throws the ball so weird down the field.
Well, he is a lefty. He's a left-handed quarterback, and there's only been I think 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the NFL that were left-handed, including Tua.
There's one that was Steve Young, and then what's the other?
I think it's Kellen Moore, the current Cowboys offensive coordinator.
Excuse me. Excuse me. But
No, there's a long list of them. Michael Vick
well, I
was a
didn't
lefty.
wait 1 second. I didn't get to watch. I didn't get to watch Steve Young play back in the day, but I seen a bunch of highlights where he won Super Bowls.
Oh yeah, he was good.
He was a hell of a quarterback.
One quarterback I would like to have seen is Joe Montana.
Joe Montana, he was a pretty good quarterback too. But he had 4 Super Bowls with the
49ers.
yeah, and um I wanna ask you this. I wanna play a little Q&A with you real quick.
Okay.
What is your favorite player on the Titans right now of all time?
Ooh. Current a current player?
I know it's tough, man.
You said a current player?
Yeah,
Ooh.
I know it's tough.
If I had to narrow one down, of course, being raised in Middle Tennessee, I would probably have to go for like Kevin Byard,
With the Mater and Murfreesboro.
which I saw him play in college. So
Kevin Byard, that's that's my that's that's my guy right there. Which I like the way he plays, but
yes, he's a really good safety, and he can even drop down into the box and cover
and I
cover the
wanna
box.
I wanna bring this up as well. He one Matthew Stafford threw that interception. He was on control of that ball,
Oh yeah,
man, and I absolutely love that play. And that play was one of my top 10 moments for sure from last year.
yes.
And
Of
I,
course, one
I,
of my one of my
I
favorite plays for the last few years.
excuse me, man. I wanna do your top 10 moments real quick.
Ooh, number 10 has to be knocking off Tom Brady in New England. That has to be in the top 10. It has to. Um,
Um, yeah. I wanna get your top 10 moments on 2021 from.
2021. Oh,
It's tough, man.
there were a lot of great plays. Um,
I would say I got one of mine real quick. Mine would be that Julio Jones deep ball catch against the Seattle Seahawks. That's my
yeah,
top. That's one of my top moments in
and
the
then of course,
top
and from last season, one of my top moments has to be Julio's only touchdown of the year. Should
against
have
the
had
Texans.
two. Should have had two.
And, and it was kind of dirty when the Seahawks
Said
when
it
the
was no
ref-
touchdown.
when the referees it was kind of dirty, man. It was terrible. The referees um didn't even call that play. How do you not call that play?
If you, I agree. If you literally go back and look at the picture, you see green grass between
It
the
was
back of his foot and the back line,
it was it was easily a touchdown.
and the
How that
refs said it was no. I'm like, are you
um
kidding me?
yes.
And then of course another top moment from last year.
Um
I would have to say that comeback in Seattle. We were
yes.
we were down by like 20 and came back to win that game. I'm like, how?
That
Because
that
week
that's
one, week
that
one, we were down a lot in week one,
that was a
and
good thing right there, man.
and
Um
then of course
Randy
beating
Bullock. field goal kick.
Yes.
That was that was one of my favorite moments from last year, and I want to bring this up. Randy Bullock has missed a lot of kicks for his last year, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing he's back with the Titans and stuff like that. So we'll have him for 2 years again, and I think if he kicks a perfect season without missing a field goal, can you imagine?
Imagine what would happen. It would be insane. But that is hard to do because I'm looking at his stats. Um, his
Um,
his best season was 2017 in Cincinnati, where he went 18 for 20.
um, how many field goals did he kick for us this past year?
He went 26 of 31. He kicked 31, nailed 26. That's roughly 84%.
That's not bad at all.
So
Hey,
he only missed 5 kicks last year.
hey, that's if he kicks a perfect season, I mean the full season without missing
Yeah.
a field goal, that would be
If he can go a complete season without missing it, it would be incredible to see. Would it be hard to do? Yes,
if
but in
if
my opinion, it's
if AJ doesn't get hurt next year, it 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 could easily break into 1,500 yards.
and I'm gonna say this: if we can stay remotely healthy and protect Ryan, this team is a Super Bowl caliber team just with this defense.
I actually have some top 10 moments of the defense from last year too. Um, one is with the Rams where we smashed Matthew Stafford like 5 times.
And Jeff had 3 of them.
What is your top 10 moment on that Rams game?
I would have to say the Kevin Byard pick six.
That that was a good play right there. Um, that's one of my top 8 moments.
Uh, one of
But I'll take that as a top 8 moment. And
another one of my top 10 moments
mm,
is basically is basically destroying Kansas City.
yeah. Move on to your 7th moment.
He
Uh,
getting hungry.
Number 7, uh, I would have to say it would be beating Buffalo on Monday night.
That was a good game right there. My 7th moment is where Derrick Henry took that 76-yard run all the way to the end zone, and the guy ran like 21.8 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That was
Um,
awesome play. Um, that that play was
yeah.
insane, dude. It shut all them Bills fans up.
And then
And,
The bomb. The bomb. You got? I'll give you one, man.
the Bills fans were talking so much smack on Twitter
yes.
last year, and I seen a few comments. I was like, wait, how? And excuse my language, but um, how in the hell can you not compete with these elite teams?
Yes, I agree. And go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and go to number six. For me, number six is
we actually we actually beat the Bills, and that
on
was
Monday night.
awesome, an awesome game. I was actually I was actually streaming that game on the TV because it was on ESPN. I couldn't watch it, but I got updates on Twitter from the game.
And then for me,
Um,
the number
hey,
six.
I
Uh,
have
the,
something. I have something right here for you. I'm gonna play it real quick.
okay,
I'm gonna play this video and tell me what you think about this video.
Here's Derrick Henry trying to get the big guy going, and he's going. And when I say going, he might go all the way. Nobody's going to catch him. Derrick Henry, touchdown. 76 yards. There are no flags.
Give credit here to the wide receiver, Westbrook-Ikhine and Swain. Watch them come down, and then the cut from Derrick Henry. Great vision. Once he gets past that first level, watch the speed between the safeties. Yeah, I tell you, look, Micah Hyde took a bad angle, and you can't afford to take the wrong angle against Derrick Henry. 2 back surgeries, and now another knee injury, looks like, in this game.
Chris Jackson in there for Farley. The throw and the catch. Touchdown. Stephon Diggs. Good for 14 in the score.
Just watch this release by Stephon Diggs. No help in the middle of the field. If you're sitting there in outside leverage like Jackrabbit Jenkins is, that's easy. Yeah, it's easy. You're taking away the outside, you have no middle of the field help.
And now you got to get back to the business. Trying to get in the end zone. Kendall Lamb is checked in Lewan's spot. 2nd down and 3. Tannehill trying to run for it. Reaches across. Touchdown. And the Titans retake the lead. 3rd and 13. That's Beasley in motion. Allen under some pressure. He'll run out of there and throw. End zone, and all by himself is Cole Beasley for the Buffalo touchdown. Derrick Henry into the 2nd level and into the end zone. Touchdown.
Watch Roger Saffold climb. Watch the reach block here by the center and just seal it off. And then he's just downhill and he's up to the safety in a hurry. You got the reach, you got the kick out. Now Micah Hyde's going, thank you very much. Thank you very much for letting this big joker up on me.
Hey, Lee, are you back?
yes.
So what's your take on that video of where Derrick Henry had those 3 rushing touchdowns?
Well, in typical Derrick Henry fashion, that's Derrick Henry in a nutshell.
I like the way he Stephon's 300-pound man on the floor.
My favorite play from that game is when he threw Josh Norman into the stratosphere. Stiff armed him into the next millennium.
He actually threw Josh Norman out of space. But Josh Josh Norman didn't play for the Bills last year in 2021.
It was probably the year before that, but still, that's one of my favorite plays of all time from Derrick Henry. Is that?
That was an awesome play.
And then another one of my favorite plays from Derrick Henry in general has to be that 99-yard run on Thursday night against Jacksonville. I think like 2 years ago.
So I want to go back to your top 10 moments. What's your number 6?
Number 6 from last season.
Yeah.
It would have to. I know this is going to hurt a lot of Titans fans, even though it was a loss. The 9 sacks on Joe Burrow.
Oh, that defense, man, it was elite.
And of course, that game hurt. It hurt.
It hurt.
Because everything was lined up for us to make the run.
Did you go to that game? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you go to that game?
The Cincinnati game, no.
It really hurt to see it on TV.
I was literally doing a live stream of that game, like a play-by-play or in-game reaction type thing.
And you were yelling at the TV like, "What the hell?"
I couldn't believe we got beat like that. It went down to that. That last interception shouldn't have been that last ball should not have been thrown. If it had, it should not have went to NWI. If I was Ryan Tannehill in that game and I knew what was on the line, I would have found one of my big weapons like A.J. Brown or Julio Jones.
Wait, I want to say this as well. If Julio Jones was in that game at the last play of the game, I swear he could have possibly jumped up and reached that ball.
Yes.
And I like the way Julio Jones jumps up and grabs balls.
He high points everything.
He just jumps out of Batman buildings.
But that guy, he's probably the most incredible athlete out there.
At the wide receiver position.
Yes. If he could have stayed healthy, there's no telling what could have happened last year. Could we be talking about a possible Super Bowl championship?
I like the way Julio Jones plays, but
yeah,
he's always hurt. And the fact that I didn't give up on Julio Jones. He was just always hurt, man, and
he was.
It sucked.
Yeah,
so
it hurt to see him banged up on IR, in and out. Seemed like every week.
He was tweaking his hamstring, man, and
it really happened during, I think, that Seattle game right there at the very end.
That was the only game he had a hell of a game.
That was the only game where he had 100 yards or more.
And I want to move on to your top 5 moment now. So
number 5,
Yeah.
it would have to be that catch by Julio on Monday night against Buffalo.
Yeah, that was amazing, man. Oh my lord, I thought I lost it when he caught that ball.
I thought it was incomplete, but if you zoomed in, his toes were on the grass.
Yeah.
His toes were in play. I'm like,
Julio
that
Johnson. I can tell you this.
You like him too.
Julio Johnson.
You still do.
It sucks we got rid of him, but I thought we were gonna keep him to build that chemistry with him and Ryan this year.
well,
He's hurt.
he was hurt constantly. It seemed like every game
Yeah,
he
we
was
know.
coming out.
Yeah, we talked about that too, Bryce and I have. Yeah. So, it's good and bad, but that's what we got to do. We got to take the good with the bad, right?
Yeah.
Roll with the punches.
And I hope he finds him a good team to go to.
He
I
might,
like Julio. He was one of my favorites too, bud. But he's gone, and
he might go to the Buccaneers.
there's no telling. I hope he gets a good play. I hope he gets somewhere good.
I hope he goes.
I would love to see him go beat up on Atlanta twice a year.
I
mean, he's a good guy. I like him.
I love to see him go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And succeed, yeah.
Yes.
When his career
Go down
off.
there, or
With-
even
It's football.
Go to New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans and Saints, yeah.
New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Or
Well,
Carolina.
Yeah, you're right.
that could possibly be a good.
Yeah.
Because
Um,
Michael Thomas, his future there is up in the air.
Michael Thomas was a good wide receiver until
Was it good? He didn't play.
he was always good, but he was injured all year last year, and he
Yep.
did not get to play it all last year.
Well, football's kind of done it, so they gotta help them through it.
Yep.
I hope they are. I mean, that is their career is football, right? So
That's how they make their bread and butter.
that's it.
Um,
Some of them
so
get hurt, some of them don't. Thank God. It's the ones that don't, but the ones that do. I mean,
it-
they'll make it.
it-
God'll be with them too. God's with everybody. but-
it's very hard to stay on the field. You always got to be able to stay on the field.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's a situation where you don't want to have injuries all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. That is a situation. It'd be good if
Yep.
nobody did. We do. So we got to deal with that too.
And it's
It's hard.
it's very hard to stay healthy.
It broke my heart with Julio when they let Julio go.
It did.
I like him.
It did mine too.
He'll be all right. Gotta watch him through it. He'll be okay.
Another one that broke my heart for real.
Oh, the first one? Oh, yeah.
Roger Saffold.
Yeah, that broke your heart, didn't it?
The guy was always out there.
Did it break your heart to see him go, or were you glad to see him go? I've never seen glad to see any of them go. I get used to the players, and I like there.
Well,
That's just
Wait,
I'm an old girl.
his thoughts on it.
Okay.
the way, of course, the NFL is $1 million business.
Nana, what? What?
What was your take on Roger Saffold leaving the Titans?
And that's where I was starting at, is the NFL is a business. If you have to basically, if you want to save money, you've got to make moves like that. Yes, it was hard because he's been here through everything,
Yeah.
but he like when he was out there, he was struggling with injury. When he wasn't, he was injured.
He was always out there on the field. He
He
was always doing
He
with
did play hard. He is
he
a hard
did
player.
just
he,
like
Yeah.
just like Ben Jones.
he,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who Ben Jones is. Bryce can tell me later.
Ben Jones was
You can tell me later. But we're on Roger Safford now. I like him,
But
but he,
Taylor Lewan.
yeah.
Um,
I just like them all, and I don't want nobody to go. I'm set in my ways.
I'm the same way.
But you know what? Like life moves on. We got to do what we got to do, right?
Yep.
I mean, for everybody involved. But anyway, are you on your 8 yet? It's about time, isn't it, babe? I hate to interrupt and knock y'all off early. It's not early, is it? Y'all been on a good minute, right?
yeah.
You got an intro you want to play on the way out?
I do.
Did you finish all your questions?
No, not yet. Wait, let me finish the.
Got one more. One more.
Let me finish the last 4.
The last 4?
Yeah.
No. Let's break it down and finish the last 2. Can we split it up?
I want to finish all of his top 10 moments.
Oh, he's doing his top 10. Okay. Let's get. You don't put interruptions.
Number four. Or wait, was it number 3?
Number 4.
Number 4. Oh. Well, from personal experience, I'm gonna go. Even though it was probably the hardest game to sit and watch in person, was Week 1 against Arizona. Just being there on opening day, it was incredible just to be there.
It sucked we lost that one.
Yes, but, it was bad.
My number 4 is the AJ Brown touchdown catch against the Cardinals.
Ooh, yes. And of course, with number 3, I'm staying in that same game. I'm going the Kevin Byard interception.
I like that play right there.
At number 3.
All right, go ahead, man. Go for it.
And the reason I'm going to go there is because could that have been a turning point in the game? Yes. But Chandler Jones just killed Taylor Lewan that game. And then number 2, if you want to be straight up, number 2, I have to go with probably it was one of the hardest moments, but it was one of the best moments ever. One of the hardest moments was losing Derrick Henry, but then also basically bringing in 2 backs that basically kept pace with where Derrick was. In Foreman and Dontrell Hilliard.
I like that guy. It sucked to see Foreman go too, man. I really
2-year deal.
I really hated it. I was hoping, man. I was hoping we would keep Foreman and to keep that running back set together.
That 3-headed monster.
Wait, go for your number 1 real quick, man.
Number 1, it would have to be winning the division.
Yes.
In Houston. We were up 21-0 going in at half.
And excuse me.
And then here came Houston's offense just roaring back and basically forced us to go to the wire.
And we pretty much did go to the wire, but it was a tough game.
It was a hard game, but those in division games are going to be like that.
Hey, thank you for coming on, though. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad to call you a friend for sure.
Yeah.
And I'll get if Rossi don't come on that day when you drop the scheduled release,
Yeah.
I'll be available for sure.
Okay.
Um and and I'm probably fitting to leave here in a minute.
Okay. Yeah.
And
This has been fun.
and and thank you for coming on and talking Titans with me, man.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
And it was an awesome show. And I do have some things coming up in the future for my YouTube channel. And it will be awesome. So just stay tuned, man.
I will.
And thank you guys for watching in the chat. And I'm fixing to end it right here. But I want to get your final words on the draft.
In my honest opinion, I think we go offensive line. And
I
know you saw the episode last night. I literally think we could go either Zion Johnson out of Boston College or Kenyon Green out of Texas A&M.
Who is Mike Vrabel's son that plays there?
Tyler plays at Boston College as a tackle.
I
say he could be a day 3 guy if he's there. Could that be a conflicting pick for Mike? I think so, because it's his son.
But I think Mike would want him to be a Titan.
I think so too. But I think Mike would also tell Tyler if Tyler doesn't get drafted and he has offers in undrafted free agency or post-draft free agency, he would tell Tyler, go to the place that's going to give you the best success.
And
if it's Tennessee, yes. Or if it's somewhere like Foxborough or LA, do it.
I want to see if John Robertson can make that happen. And
I would love to see Tyler. I would love to see Tyler in Tennessee. Would it make sense? Yes, because his family's here, and I know Vrabel is a family person, is a family type person, where it's family or nothing. And that's how football's ran. It was a family basically.
And hey, man, I thank you for coming on for sure, man. And we'll do this again another time around when the season starts. For sure.
Okay. Yeah. That'd be awesome.
And I want to break down some of the games with you as well when the season starts, before the season starts.
Okay.
And I think it would be very fun to do. And
yes.
What is your what is your Twitter handle?
The Twitter handle is at podcast615.
Where can everybody else find your other social media platforms?
Instagram at _615 podcast And you can also find the podcast anywhere you get like your streams, like where like you stream at, like Spotify, Apple, Google Podcast, or any other streaming platforms. And it's the 615.
I'll go back and edit that in the morning and put it in the
Description.
yeah, I'll do that for you.
Okay.
And I appreciate you so much for coming on.
No problem.
It was awesome. And I'm gonna have to go right now, man.
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Just shot me a message on Twitter and let me know.
Okay.
And I'll be available anytime.
Okay.
And I will help you break down the schedule if Rossi isn't available that day.
Okay.
Let's do it, man. It's hashtag tighten up. It's always hashtag I stand with the Titans. Let's go. Alright, I'm just gonna end it right here.
Okay.
Bye, man.
See ya.
Alright, I'm gonna go right now.
Okay.
Thank you, and
See ya.
see you, man. I'm fixing to leave.
Okay.
And thank you guys for watching in the chat as well. It was awesome. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I'll have something coming up here very soon, so I'll let you know for sure. Bye, Lee.